Ladies and gentlemen, 2K just dropped more 2K20 news. We got information about the city, the cruise ship, my career, a whole bunch of new information, all right? So this is the trailer that they dropped. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. I'll leave it on during the video here and there, but for the most part, I'm gonna get into the Courtside Report that actually breaks down the information. You guys know I like to get into the nitty gritty. So let's get right into it. Make sure y'all drop a like on the video. Let's get this video to 10,000 likes. I'm gonna try to get through this news as fast as possible because there was a ton of information. Real quick, I want everyone to comment. Are you planning on starting on current gen or next gen for 2K22? But without further ado, let's get right into it. So after 2K dropped the trailer, they always drop a Courtside Report, and that breaks down all the information they're willing to release about the game. Now, they started off with next gen first and then made their way to current gen. I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna start with current gen and then make our way to next gen. So they dropped this picture and said, all aboard the new neighborhood for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And this is obviously the first look at the cruise ship, and I'm gonna be honest, I think it looks really good. So they say, we've talked about the next gen city, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that later in this video. But they say, what's next for current gen players for 2K22? They say, for the first time ever, players will set sail on a neighborhood that moves aboard the Concha del Mar for some competition on the high seas. From the lobby on the top deck, each level of the ship is artistically designed with plenty of your favorite hoops activities to keep you entertained all year long. They then start to break down the cruise ship. So they say the lobby. The ship is constructed with 5 tiers. Starting in the lobby on deck 4, the moment you board the cruise will make you feel as if you're actually on vacation, ready to indulge in some festivities. To help you get situated, Heather will assist you with navigating the ship, offering tutorials to help accommodate your stay. She's one of the many NPCs that will assign you quests during your voyage. Then they started talking about the My Court. Says when you're ready to settle in, take the elevator to deck 8 where you'll find your My Court, Pro-Am games, and team practice facility. My Court is essentially your home base, and you can choose to customize it however you want. We've been able to do that in the past, so we'll skip through some of this. But then it says competition is around every corner on the cruise, and some of the best competition will take place in the engine room. Pro-Am 3v3 games will be accessible to you, but only if you join a Pro-Am squad. Next, for current gen, they started to get into game modes. They said resting above deck 14 is deck 15, which features 2v2, 3v3, and the Gatorade training facility, which has everything you need to keep your conditioning at an elite level, plus some breathtaking views. Once you finally reach deck 16, you'll find numerous courts waiting to host 3v3 games and even a new 5v5 court with park rules. Surrounded by a lazy river properly titled the Moat, you'll be able to easily identify which NPCs offer side quests because they have a floating exclamation point above their head. In addition to the top deck features a reality show called the Goat Boat, and you can interact with the members to receive more challenges. They then talked about rewards. As you work your way through the ship, you'll find Ante-Up, the game room, restaurants, daily pick'em, and the daily spin on deck 14. We've got so many rewards to share with you guys this year, and we're excited to see what you earn. On top of the daily rewards, the restaurant will do more than just serve fine dining. They'll also give out gifts and boosts a couple times per season, which you won't want to miss. And what I think is going to be one of the coolest things about current gen, season excursions. Lastly, to avoid getting cabin fever, the cruise will dock at myriad locations this year. Seasons will serve as the gateway for exciting new excursions, taking you to tropical and recognizable locales each season. The launch of every season will lead to more fresh content, new rewards, and unique events for you to engage with. There's so much to do on and off the cruise ship, bolstered by thrilling new events. Without giving too much away, keep an eye on the horizon this year for some things you'll have to see to believe. So that's all the information they gave us about current gen. I highlighted it real quick, gave you all the important details. Now, they gave us a lot more information about next gen. The first thing is obviously this trailer that you see that I started the video off with, but I'm going to get into the Courtside Report and start to break down all the stuff they talked about when it came to the city. So here we go. Some of this, there's so much information. I'm just going to highlight a couple things, and then if you want to read more, you can pause it or you can look up the whole article, all right? But here we go. 2K has released details for 2K22 My Career, the city, and much more. New innovations to the city in 22 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS include new city quests, an increased population, ability to upgrade your crib, explore new buildings added to the city. Rewards include new ways to get around the city, such as go-karts, inline skates, new emotes, intros, outros, animations, customized nameplates, and more. All right, so I'll be honest, a lot of the information here that you see in this recording is all My Career based. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about My Career. This is all about the storyline and the interviews and off the court stuff. I want to get into the actual city and, you know, the gameplay and the game modes and the courts and the matchmaking and all that new stuff they added. So you can pause pause it if you want to read about the My Career, but I'm not going to go over it all. All right, so here we go. This city, and honestly, this screenshot, it looks similar to last year, but it does look really good. But let's get into it. So the first thing they get into is talking about how the art team did such a good job at making, you know, the dirt scuffs and the bricks and everything look more realistic. But then they talked about, we've also added interiors that you can seamlessly enter and exit without any loading whatsoever. Include a huge open air mall that makes browsing much quicker and more enjoyable than ever. The city looks and feels exactly how you'd expect a real life city to look and feel. We can't wait for you to check it out. Next up, they said new locations. Part of bringing the city to life is adding new locations. We touched on this above, but everyone you interact with in 22 now has a place in the city, and you'll find yourself seeking out underground rappers, baristas, reporters, former My players, NBA stars, and more. There might even be a couple newcomers throughout the year thanks to seasons. Keep your eyes peeled for the newest additions to the city. You never know who you'll meet. Then the next paragraph talks about basically like you'll see people grocery shopping and you'll see people drinking coffee and stuff like that. So let's move on. Okay, now for anyone thinking about grinding Legend, right? This is the season XP. We touched on seasons in the My Career section, but they've also been added to the city at large. And there are some big changes here. In prior editions of 2K, Park and City players have one big grind from Rookie to Legend. But this year, there will be a new way to mark progress every season from level 1 to level 40, with fun new rewards at every level along the way. They then talk about how you're not going to lose the stuff every time the new season starts. Anything you earn in a previous season, you'll keep going into the new season. The real benefit of moving towards season XP is that it keeps each season fresh and allows you to achieve satisfying progress quicker than ever before. Every 6 weeks, there will be a new pool of rewards like player panels, green indicators, clothing drops, jump shot releases, and more. Get to level 40 and you'll earn the big reward for that season. Level up to 40 in 4 seasons, doesn't have to be in a row, and you'll become a legend. We obviously can't give away what legends will earn, but we can already tell you legend rewards will be as fun as ever. They then talked about how seasons will affect the city, and they said in addition to refreshing rewards, seasons will also refresh the look and feel of the city. There'll be new floor courts, and of course seasonal changes. Every 6 weeks, the season will change in ways both profound and subtle, just like a real life city. And hey, start preparing yourself for the city slam. What's that, you say? In time. Basically, they're going to tell us more later on. The next thing they talked about was basically this race that takes place every week, and the winner gets 1 million VC. There's only one winner from both Xbox and PlayStation 5. There's one winner every week. You can use bikes, rollerblades, skateboards. Like, you can use any possible way to race the course. They'll have one every week, and it's a different race course every time, and the winner takes home 1 million VC. I don't know. It's a pretty cool addition. All right, now we start to get into the good stuff for the people that really love playing the game. All right, matchmaking buildings. One of the most requested features over the last few years has been matchmaking. We still love hooping on affiliation courts and holding them down, but for those of you who want matchmaking experience, we've got you covered with the introduction of 4 brand new 24/7 matchmaking modes that take place in locations throughout the city. Here are those modes. You have 3v3 player versus player, no squads allowed. You have 3v3 player versus AI players. Then you have 3v3 player versus player cage matches, and then 1v1 player versus player. We're looking at this. 1v1 player versus player, big W. 3v3, no squads. That's cool for people who don't have players to hoop with. You know, you just go into matchmaking, get up with randoms, and you play against randoms. That way you're not getting beat down by, you know, the sweaty tryhards. But the one that's kind of concerning is the 3v3 player versus AI, because I don't know exactly how it's going to work. We'll have to wait and see. But if you get XP for that, people are going to be in there basically just playing against the computer all day long to hit level 40. I don't know how I feel about that one. I guess we'll have to wait and see what they kind of do with the XP in that game mode. But the 1v1 is definitely a huge W. 1v1 matchmaking, big W. Next up, they talked about affiliations. The city wouldn't be the city without affiliations, and we're delighted to announce they're back and better than ever, with each affiliation occupying its own unique borough in the city. We've also made a tweak to the XP system, giving you a 20% XP boost for playing games on your home court. Okay, I'm going to stop again because now I have concerns. Again, better than last year. Last year, they did a reduction of 50% XP when you played on away affiliation courts. But even adding the 20% boost to playing on your home affiliation, again, it separates the community even more. People that are trying to hit level 40, they're only going to want to play in their own affiliation. I don't think that boost, that 20% bonus, is a good idea. But again, I guess it is what it is. And last but not least, when it comes to next gen, they said events. A big part of playing in the city is events, and that hasn't changed in 2K22. We're bringing back some of your favorites while adding new and exciting events that keep things fresh. One of the biggest events coming to Season 1 in 2K22 is the Chips Ahoy Weekend Challenge, where the winning baller takes home 1 million VC. And they're doing a lot of 1 million VC stuff. We don't want to give away too much more information here either, but we think you'll enjoy what we've got in store for you. And of course, events will update with each new season. All right, y'all, that is basically it for the Courtside Report. I try to get through it as fast as possible, highlight all the important stuff for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. As I said, make sure you let me know, are you starting on current gen or next gen on release day for 2K22? You guys know I'll be on both, and then eventually I'll pick one game to grind and go, go all the way to legend like usual. But I'll catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.